It's Wednesday, people. It's 8 o'clock, and there's only one place for you to be. That is Three Men and a Vape Show. I hope we are all fine and dandy. And I'm actually on this week, and you can actually hear me. The CBWs are in there. Thank you so much to the Devil Vapor for sending you all over. Big love to the Devil Vapor. Love him loads. We are joined by our normal casters. We've got the one and only Vapemill. How are you, brother?
Hello.
We're looking like very swept across to the side haircut.
Well, wait, it was Sam BBL last week. Obviously, like I said, if we did the hand checks, I'd with the funny faces, I'd not put the hat on. I mean, after someone like, "Oh, will you do it anyway?" And I'm like, "No, never." And she was like, "Oh, so you were just lying?" So I felt like I had to. It will probably sneak back on at some point during the show. Don't like it.
I would just going for the emo dude.
Yeah.
I've never grown out of it. It's
yeah, it's just a phase. They tell you it's just a phase.
I'm waiting for you to do the L'Oreal thing. Yeah, I'm worth it.
I thought a little bit shorter. The only thing he needs is a little moustache here, and he's there, isn't he?
I've just had a shave. I don't think you noticed. I disappeared for 5 minutes just before we came on, and that's because I'm having a shave. So it was well overdue. For what I've got on my head, I make up for what I ain't got here.
Yeah, you should have left a bit just there.
Yeah. That's where he went when he went off camera. He went to far right. Right, we're going straight over to the one and only Mr. B. How are you, brother?
Yo, I'm awesome as always. 4th week, if you placed a bet on me being here, your quid's in. Next week might not, we're there. You're going to have to tune in next week to see if I'm still here. But I'm awesome, and I tell you what, I am psyched for this week's guest. Check him out. Oh, we've got him.
Talking about this week's guest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might not know Tom, or you might know him. People who've been in around the vape industry for quite a number of years will know it. But if not, this is Tom. Mags, how you doing, brother?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's very exciting.
I think last time I saw you about a couple of years ago at Vape Fest.
It was a while ago.
It was.
It was definitely a while ago.
We was with my brother solo, and you was very hungover. You were about Sunday morning at about 10 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, I was messy. Sleeping in that tent was not great.
And also, big love to everybody who is joining us again in chat. Thank you so much for joining us week in, week out. You make this show. Thank you so much. And also, the people on the replay. I'll play the bumper.
This one's for all the cool cats on the replay.
So, the cool cats on the replay. Harley, tell us who's there.
We've got Rob Stanley, Grumpster, Christopher Edwards, Retro Vape TV, which I watched one of his videos the other day where he reacts to, I can't remember who it were, but it was a cracking video.
Rick Bogan.
No, it weren't Bogan. I think I sent it to you actually, and he says, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
I always do it. Aiden, have you seen this guy? He's ace. And Aiden goes, yeah. Think about years. Oh, fuck off.
It's obviously Adam, Great British Vapes. He's now called Retro Vape TV.
To be fair, Bogan's videos are all pretty much the same, the ones. It's hard to react to them.
No,
it's all
no.
Tits, bollocks, tits, cunt, twat, twat, toot, toot.
Go and watch it. If you haven't seen this one that he's done, the retro, I don't know if people saw it in chat. He's sick as tits, bastard, motherfucker. Really massively high pitched.
Did someone just grab your bollocks then? What the fuck just happened?
That's actually how he normally talks.
It is, yeah. Hi guys. He was doing a Met mod that looked like a domino case. You know, you got them domino wooden cases that slide across. He would do it. Sick as tits, 16 gauge wire, man. Sick as fucking tits. In this high, massive pitched voice, I was just giggling. It looked like you were in a smack den as well. He was like, sick as tits. Yeah, Retro Vapes in TV is in chat. Go and check his channel out. Thank you so much to everybody on the replay. I'm to finish.
We've got Irishman, Darth Vapor, and McTavish. God, blind.
Hey, my brothers.
Sorry, that was a close one, weren't it? Eh? Nearly got me told off.
Do you know what my wife told me about this premature stuff?
Should I be worried?
Just look her in the eye and say, look, hey, I'm a speed fucker. Deal with it.
Tom, why would you be worried?
What, like the SAS, like in and out in 60 seconds?
Exactly, man. Just, you can't have a do at me for being a speed fucker. It's a sport. Sorry.
I don't think it's a sport.
What were you trying to do? You come? I beat you. Job told.
I've already got Just Eat on the go, believe me.
My God.
In fact, that could have gone both ways, that couldn't it? Also, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, a jam-packed show we've got for you today. The wonderful people at Rochford, which is Jay. We love Jay. Big love, Jay. You'll be able to see that there is a code up there. So while the hour show is on, if you want to get yourself some of his lovely, lovely flavours, go over there. It's 3 Men Vape. And you'll see it's flashing up. You'll get 15% off. Obviously, watch the show, but have it in a separate window. Also, which we're going to get on to Tom in a minute. Tom owns his own shop, which is a Reckless Vape company. He's been very, very kind to give us a discount code as well. You'll see that's coming down across the bottom. Also, the website will be popping up in chat. You'll be able to find him if you do Google Foo as well. 15% off store-wide. So there's some brilliant offers on the show.
Hey, you're not just here for my pretty mug. You get offers too. Sorted.
Full moon.
Half moon. Don't eclipse.
Where's my Jaffa cakes?
Link, please. Mank, it's already coming up in chat. I should do with Nightbot if it's actually doing in there. If not, I'm sure one of the wonderful spanners will do that. In fact, have I still got it? I might already still have it. No, it isn't. No, that's the meeting. Don't put the meeting in here. We'll have random people. I'm sure one of the wonderful people will put it in chat first.
Meeting.
Put the meeting in. We'll have the whole chat in the room.
Yeah, have everybody said it. We don't need to do it live. Baubles. Yep. So we have got a wonderful guest on. Like I said, I've known Tom for quite a number of years. I first met him through actually Adam, Retro Vape TV. He got him on the show last of the Summer Vapes. I've always had a good giggle wherever you've been, mate, which you're that type of person. So when you first started out, you make your own juices. It was Forbidden Flavors you worked for, wasn't it?
That was a long time ago. We're talking like maybe 5 years ago now, I think, possibly, when I first started manufacturing. And it was all like cottage industry sort of stuff. So it was all from my kitchen, believe it or not. But yeah, no, Forbidden Flavors was the first line. I think even like, did you review it? I don't know. I can't remember. I know Vic reviewed it and he hated menthol when I put menthol in my juices before WS23 was a thing. And he was like, no, not vaping it. Put all the menthol juices in a fucking volcano. It's disgusting, disgusting. And I remember he vaped Sensei's Morning Iced Tea, which was just a peach and apricot iced tea flavor. And he vaped and he went, that's actually quite good. There's not a lot of menthol in it. It just kind of brings it up a little bit. And like, there we go.
Thank you, Stuart.
I'll never forget that. He told me off for sending him menthol-based flavors. Like, just send me the desserts. And I was like, no.
You're having them all.
You're having them all, mate. And you're going to vape them all.
That's my sort of vape, though. I love your ices and your menthols and stuff like that. And they've come a little bit more further forward now. They've got crystals in them and all sorts, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, menthol is not really widely used anymore. It's more a case of most companies tend to use WS23 because it's a bit more forgiving. Obviously, menthol just kind of goes and blows your fucking head off, whereas WS23 is more of like just a cooling sensation. So Malaysian juice, for example, when Malaysian juices first started coming over, that was obviously massive. WS23, they used to put in its silly percentages, and that was like your ice blast, effectively, but it didn't make you feel like your head was like basically freezing. So
yeah, you sort of get an ice cream headache.
I don't know if you guys noticed it, but what really pisses me off is quite often I've found manufacturers will put menthol and it's not menthol, it's mint, or they'll put mint and it's got no mint in it, it's just menthol. Like I say, it's not all the time. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but especially while I've been on in shop, I've found that happens, and that really, really fucks me off. There's not worse than thinking you're going to get menthol and getting the other one.
Yeah. What you've got to do is you've got to show them a eucalyptus leaf, and then show them a mint leaf, and then show them the difference.
Well, it's all very different because menthol and WS23 they don't have flavour really. They're just a sensation, whereas mint is a flavour. It is mint, and eucalyptus is again a flavour. It is, so. Yeah, it's all mad. It's all changed though. Nobody really does many menthol.
Norse Vapor says that he's tried out Vampire Vapes Eisenberg and he might do a review on it. I like Vampire Vapes as Eisenberg.
The original, isn't it? Vampire Vapes.
Yeah, they were the original.
That's their signature engine. That's their flagship. Is Heisenberg.
Yeah, it is their flagship. I mean, I actually don't sell it because it doesn't taste great to me.
I know.
Something I vaped about 7 years ago when I first started vaping.
Yeah, I'm not.
The Devil Vape said, I enjoy Sensei's morning tea. It was effing amazing.
Thank you.
Does that mean if you vaped it in the afternoon, it wouldn't taste the same?
No, it was just a really stupid name because at that point I had absolutely no idea what the hell I was doing, really. Honestly, I had Arctic Banana Berry and like some other really stupid name ones as well, and it was all just a bit silly, really. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't understand branding, and I didn't understand. To be fair, my mixing now is a hell of a lot different from how it used to be. It's changed dramatically over the past, God, how many years? Like 5-6 years now. And it's definitely completely different now. Juice has changed in general, some for the good, some for the worse. I suppose we could talk about that in a bit.
Sorry, go on, bro.
How have you learned to improve? Is it a simple case of just practice, or have you been using forums and speaking to other manufacturers?
It's a bit of everything, really. I mean, I I've been mixing for quite a long time. I've been mixing longer than I've been manufacturing, obviously. And it used to be a case of, when you first start mixing, you get like a generalized concentrate and they go bang it in at 20% and that's it. There you go, bish, bash, bosh, done. And it might taste okay, but it's not going to blow your head off and it's not going to be something, really fantastic. When I started doing my first line, I actually started experimenting with flavors. And yeah, I originally looked at forums. But over the years, I sort of built different contacts. I work quite exclusively, manufacturing wise, with Future Juice. And Damien's amazing. He's taught me quite a lot. I think I've taught him some stuff as well. He's always been very sort of artisan flavor manufacturer. And I was sort of like the other end originally, where I was sort of like a bit willy-nilly and like, is it going to work? It might work. Oh, it's worked. Yeah. Whereas, he's very, very methodical. And I think, to be honest, he's taught me quite a lot in that regard. We bounce off each other very, very well. And he actually manufactures all my juice in his clean room, because I went from obviously doing juice at home, which was fine, obviously pre-TBD. But when the TBD came in, I stopped manufacturing for a while, and I worked some shitty jobs and really didn't enjoy my life. And then I sort of started getting back into it again. And that's when I met Damien. And from then on, we've just always been working together. And, he's got a proper decent clean room. It's probably one of the nicest in the UK for a small manufacturer. So, but he's a good lad. He taught me a lot. And like I say, I think I taught him a lot, but he'll never admit it.
As a DIY guru, which you pretty much are, and let's call spade a spade. If you had one tip for any amateur DIYer that's not run of the mill, not like recycle your hair every day, and all, just one tip that somebody wouldn't think of offering, what would you give?
Stop mixing at such high percentages.
Oh, okay. What do you class as a high percentage?
Okay, so for a single flavor, it depends on the manufacturer of the concentrate, but realistically, you shouldn't really be mixing anything above. For example, this stuff, my new stuff, Defiant, that is not above 12% concentration.
Okay.
Every other manufacturer in the UK mix to about 25%. The problem you find with when you go past a certain threshold is that you don't get an increase of flavor. It's like if you got, I don't know, for example, Ribena, and you put in half a pint of Ribena and half a pint of water. If you then put in half that, it would still kind of taste the same. It wouldn't be much stronger. And that's the same thing with flavor concentrates. If you mix too high, it's not going to make any difference. And you'll find subtle nuances if you're mixing with multiple different flavors, if you mix them at lower percentages. So that's my main advice. Start low, work your way up.
So that's your overall flavour. Just say you'd got an orange, a green tea, and a pink level, whatever. You'd make that just so all of them would go up to that 13 to 12, 13%.
It depends on the concentrate. Concentrate manufacturers are so different that you'll find that from like a Capella to like a TPA. Each concentrate is so highly volatile and different. Some you could mix at 3% and they taste great. Some you'd have to put up to like 10% just for that single concentrate, and then they would taste great, but at a lower percentage they wouldn't. So it's really about mixing the single flavor in a small batch and then going, okay, that works and I can taste it, and then engineering it so you can put the other flavors in as well. So if you work out what the flavor sort of comes in at, then you can work out how to mix it with the rest of them, if that makes sense.
Devil Vapor said, bathtub brew, but damn nice. Another question as well from Coyle. Question, is 12% not high? Though I thought 8 was high.
No, 12% is not high. If you look at any mainstream manufacturer, like here's a couple of examples, Doozy Vape, Riot Squad, Ace of Vapes, any of those, they will be mixing at 20 to 25% total mix.
Because you do a little bit of mixing as well, don't you, Mr. V?
I do, which is probably why I asked. But, just like because I'm working on
dirty insider information.
Yeah, it's like give me your knowledge. You will give me your knowledge, but no, it's one of those things where I've read forum after forum, and it all varies on opinion, obviously. And some say 15%, some say 12%. A lot say 20%. Maximum flavor, if you're talking of the 100% of the mix, 20% should be your flavor. And so it's interesting that one not to go so high. So it's definitely But
It's just
like you
really
said, it's
based.
testing each flavor individually first before you start
It's
making
based
them.
entirely on the manufacturer of the flavor. If you
Yeah.
if you buy cheap concentrate, normally you're mixing it at higher percentages. If you buy more expensive concentrate, it tends to be more highly concentrated, so you end up using much less of it.
Absolutely.
Now, Ollie, you've obviously just come off of doing your own line. How did you find the sort of like getting from the juice side of it to actually getting it in a bottle and out?
I'm not telling you. It's my fucking line, you bastards.
Trade secrets. So do you know what? Now I've always mixed. I'm not going to lie and say the flavour mixes are completely my own. Obviously, I just had an idea of what I wanted because I've mixed as well. I mean, obviously back
Is this
back
called
when
skating a fucking question or what?
back when Vampire Vapes was the only people making Heisenberg, we used to buy concentrates then and make that. So obviously, then you play a bit, and I'm a real bitch for going, oh, that lemon and that lemon aren't the same, but I can't get that one, so that one will do, and make it taste completely wrong. And I said on Flat Cap Show that I really wanted, if I were going to make my own, I wanted to make it. But then when you look at the practicalities, like Tom's just said, of getting a clean room, that's some expensive shit. So then if you're going to manufacture, I kind of thought, well, I'm not going to do all the hard work. They already know what they're doing. So I played about a bit and then decided what I wanted. Said to them, look, this is what I'm going for. And they made it. I designed, me and you, Aidan, had conversations about the labels and stuff. I eventually went with Untold, and that because I wanted it to be more of a story. So the story describes the flavor profile. And that was the idea that I was sticking with. Design the bottles. And then after that, I just started contact. Obviously, with me on the shop, I'm already in contact with reps and stuff, and I just use that to try and talk my way up and try these, put them up and stuff. But I never wanted it to be a big thing. It was just to kind of, well, if I can sell a little bit, then because if I was trying to make it bigger, I'd be advertising a lot more and stuff. And I'm really not interested in that. And as you know, Vape Mill's becoming more of a sub company to Futurefy now, so it's going to carry on, but I'm not going to push it.
I never wanted it to be a big thing either, but McDonald's took care of that.
McDonald's, Domino's, and all those nice things. We shouldn't eat, but we fucking love.
Domino's, fucking hell. 20 quid for a pizza.
Are you a Papa John's guy?
Am I? Fuck. I'm a Semino's down the road at 12 quid for fucking 6 pizzas. Fuck that shit. 20 quid a pizza. Go fuck themselves.
Fucking 12. How many pieces for 12 quid?
You can get, for $9.99, you can get 3 12-inch pizzas from Semino's.
Oh, but he's not got a clean room.
I don't give a fuck.
He's probably not got a food hygiene rating either.
Do you know what? I've got an iron stomach. I don't care if it comes with COVID. I'm going to be fine.
I'm going to be fine. I'm going to shit about a cough. So, just going on from obviously what I asked Ali, you then came up with your own juice line. Well, I know you've been doing that before, but we came up with Hush.
Yeah, Hush was, so after Forbidden Flavors stopped pretty much when the TPD arrived, because I was concerned about the price of obviously all the testing. So emissions testing, MSDS reports and everything else in that vein. And obviously I didn't know what's happening with nicotine. And obviously we've come across, and obviously the loophole, if you will, is obviously nic shots. So then I sort of said, I like doing this. I was working at full time all the time while I was doing Forbidden Flavors, and then obviously Hush, I was just working full time as a normal job, and I just went, I like this industry. I'm passionate about this industry. I hate my job. Yeah. So Hush was kind of born, and originally, stupidly, Hush was actually supposed to be a CBD brand originally, but actually I kind of went against it. And I just basically wanted to build a line that was not overly fancy. It wasn't like, it wasn't going to be like the next biggest thing. It wasn't super crazy mixes. It was quite basic, but it was good value, and it was just nice. And it was kind of like a point where I just thought, I could do branding. I could do branding. So I had these lovely white bottles with these transparent bloody labels. I was, at that point still, I was still mixing at home, but at that point I'd totally upped my game. I was using like bottling machines and everything else, but in my kitchen, which was just madness. Yeah, absolutely bonkers. And, you know, I used to have horrible problems with like dust getting into like the transparent labels and stuff. You know, it didn't affect the juice. The juice was fine because that was all mixed properly in like, you know, food containers. And
I'm glad how you backtracked then.
Yeah.
The juice are fine, they're fine.
Just anyone that wants to do an e-liquid line and wants to use transparent labels, don't fucking do it. It's the worst decision you'll ever make in your life. But that line, again, that line sort of was something to just sort of go along with my full-time job. I was quite worried about committing to actually trying to go full-time into the vape world. You know, it's quite daunting. I'd never done anything like it before. You know, obviously I'd done forbidden flavors and I'd made a bit of money from that. It wasn't loads, but it was like enough that, you know, it was nice. Hush did the same thing. It just kept me ticking over. The flavors were pretty nice. I sold to a lot of shops in like Manchester and the surrounding areas when I was living there. I even sold a bit down south as well, which is pretty cool. And obviously the website did quite well.
If people can actually remember this juice, I think one of the loveliest flavors out of it was the orange jizz.
Which I think, if I remember, one reviewer called it orange jizz, and it was oranges. I think
it was actually me who called it orange jizz.
Honestly,
imagine my wife turning around going, I want some orange jizz. Hang on, I'm going to need to get some pineapple juice. We'll sort it out in a week.
Can you pop down the local vape shop and pick me up some orange jizz? I don't even know what. I don't even know why bloody called it that, really.
It's all right. I'm just going to milk them.
Yeah, I mean, it was you know, it was a really nice, more sort of getting into actually trying to go a little bit more mainstream with my liquid. And you know, like you said, I mean, we went to that expo. I mean, I'd done forbidden flavors at that Vape Fest the first year, and that was really fun. And then obviously I left it for a couple of years, and I did it with Hush, and that was actually even more fun because I had a stupidly large marquee in comparison, and we had that little Volkswagen Beetle and everything that was all branded out, and we had disco lights and music playing. It was bloody hay bales. It was bloody ridiculous, and very drunk. very, very drunk all weekend.
That's an interesting question here from the Devil Vapor for you, Magsy. He said Magsy, not me, just in case you hate that name. Do you think all e-liquids need to be screened regardless of nic content? Because I think all liquids need to be screened.
Obviously, he was in that comedic voice, but that's what he meant.
I think. Honestly, yeah. I mean, something I actually did after I produced WRECKLESS was I actually started getting my all my liquids actually tested. So I have MSDS reports for all my liquids. And the reason for doing that is because the industry is still changing. We're still like learning. And the problem you've got two sides of the market currently. You've got like the low end that is probably not mixed in the best, in the best places ever. And it's just it's a flavor in a bottle and it's thrown in a high percentage and it's just sent out. And it's not, you don't know if the concentrates have been tested. You don't know if the liquids have been tested. You don't know where that liquid's actually been manufactured. I mean, Manchester is like the biggest offender for obviously like cheap budget liquids. And I mean, I've been there before. I went to go and try and sell a previous brand down to Manchester. They didn't like it because for them, distro price wise was too high, and the reason why it was high was because it was manufactured in a bloody clean room and it was using chubby gorilla bottles and it used proper labels and it had been tested. And so you've got two ends of the market. So you've got the vape shops that will sell like a 50ml short fill for like £3, £4, £5, and then you have the opposite end, which is more along the lines of what I try to do, which is I try to offer stuff that is a little bit different. So I'll import stuff from the States, I'll import stuff from Europe. I don't offer like the normal major brands that everyone else does, but everything I buy in is tested because it's really important. When I got Defiant tested by an independent lab, it was awesome because I got all the all the certificates and everything. I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be it. This is the one. This is going to get me into distribution. You say all these distros, these certificates, and they're like, we don't really care. We just want to make some money.
Well, the thing is, it's like takeaways. Now, me being a fat fuck, I'm quite a connoisseur on takeaways. And the thing is, it's like I don't mind paying the extra £5, although not with pizzas because I fuck Domino's. But I don't mind paying the extra £5 for a decent quality curry that's cooked by actual authentic people than some backstreet Italian giving it. I'll make the curry, not a problem. And it's like for like £5 and it's a piece of shit. So and it's the same with vape liquid. I'd rather spend the extra. I fucked up once spending £8 on 2 mils of this gummy bear juice. It tasted like gummy bear farts. It was horrible, and I threw the whole lot away. So sometimes it's better to spend the extra just to get that quality juice.
It's a weird and very fine line between good liquids and just liquids, if that makes sense. So you can get good cheap liquid, don't get me wrong, there are brands available that are good and are affordable, but it's a balancing act. I mean, most of the customers that come to my shop's a little bit different from everyone else's locally to me. I mean, I've actually got 9 shops within a square mile of me, so how I'm still open, God knows. I think it's based on service. In fact, my shop's a little bit different. So I serve coffee.
Just proper
coffee from an actual barista machine. Why?
Because you just stopped.
Oh, did I?
Everything just stopped, and I thought, oh no, because I just pressed the space bar at the same time, and it literally, and I thought, oh shit, I've turned the stream off.
Uh-oh.
But it's okay. No, we're fine. We're fine. Keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, my shop's a little bit different. So obviously the liquids I serve are different. The actual like look of my shop is different. Everything I've built the counter from scratch is all like wood. My shelves are all wood. They're not like the slat walled shelving or any of that. And there's coffee and there's snacks and there's other drinks. There's a retro gaming corner. It's more of a social experiment, if that makes sense. So my customers don't just kind of walk through the door, pick up their stuff and disappear. They'll come in, they'll sit at the counter, or they'll sit on some of the tables and chairs, or they'll sit in the retro gaming corner and they'll play some games and we'll have a chat. We'll all listen to some music, and there's always like massive debate on what music is being played. I'm a bit of a metalhead. Some of my customers are more like proper hipsters, and they want the indie shit going on. It's not for me.
Can I have some Coldplay, please? Go outside, dickhead.
It's an environment thing. And obviously all the other shops will sell your typical stuff that you'll find in any other vape shop, and people come to me because I sell different stuff. Like, for example, smock products, I don't stock a single smock product other than the coils, and there's a reason behind that. And the reason is because in my opinion, it might be valid because it's not everyone's opinion of smock, is that the build quality isn't particularly great, and the failure rate of devices is very high. So from a business perspective, I go, right, what do I like? I buy it in, I try it. If it works and it doesn't break, I buy it. So stuff like Vaporesso, Aspire, Druger, I love the Org Vape stuff, Vicious Ant, anything like those sorts of brands that I know are built with quality in mind, then I buy in. I mean, it's like have you guys ever tried the Aspire Breeze NXT? Yeah, that is honestly my best-selling pod system I've ever bought in the shop. I must have sold 240 of those, and I have had, you get this is the best bit, 3 returns.
Big D Vapes was saying that the other day.
Fair enough.
That he might have smock products he's had sent back, and he's had to sort them out. It's been absolutely amazing.
There's a shop around here. There's a shop around here with smart products, and I've had 6, and all of them broke in the exact same place, which was the 510 connector where the screw goes in. Exactly the same place.
The screens go where the 510s go. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time this guy's whole attitude was, "We'll go speak to Smock," and Smock's attitude is, "We'll go speak to the store." Oh, bollocks to that shit. No,
that's why with me I offer a 6-month warranty, so it's no hassle if you have a broken device.
That's good, man.
Send it back to me. I just replace it. You can either have the same device again if you're happy with the device, and if you're not happy with the device, you can just have the install credit and spend it on whatever the hell you want, because that's how it should be. There's lots of shops that don't actually even offer a warranty, and actually you really should. It's
Did you
kind of
stock many smock, Ollie?
The only smock I stocked in for a long while was the Node, because the Node is a cracking device. But I was just thinking on that, I only stock in what I like, because I've said it many a time on this show a while ago of my shop's a dictatorship. You come in and I'll tell you what you're getting. Quite simple, because if you tell me what you like, I will know what you like. And it's not often I'm wrong. But people always think if you say I stock in what I like, they think, well, not everyone likes what you like. No, that's not what Tom means. Tom means I stock in what I think is good, not what I go, oh yeah, I'm going to keep that. That's a bag of shit. I don't like it. It's gone. I don't like that. Like when I do reviews, I do a lot of MTL reviews. I don't use MTL. I can't stand MTL, but I review it on the merit of I don't like it, but it's a damn good device. I don't like it, but it's wank. You know what I mean? That's what Tom means by whether he likes it.
You got it. For example, I don't really like the Caliburn G. I don't think it's a very attractive looking device. Funnily enough, it's fucking brilliant. It's actually really good. And my customers love them. So I stock them. But yeah, like you're saying, I stock things I believe people will like, and I stock things I know that will sell and will last. I think is probably the better way to put it, because I'm after, I don't want to sell someone a new device every 3 months. I want them to buy a device and it to work for at least 12 months as a minimum. Because otherwise you've not got your values worth of money, have you?
I mean, I've turned people away. Some of them are expensive as well. To break after a couple of months, it's not on.
I've had customers coming in asking for SMOC RPM kits, right? And I've never stocked them because, again, I don't stock SMOC. But I had a customer coming in going, hello, have you got any SMOC RPM kits in? I was like, no, I haven't. But what I have got is I've got the Vape PM80. So it's very similar. It's the same style type device, but Vape from my perspective is a nicer brand and the build quality is better. And they're like, well, no, I want the SMOC. And I was like, why do you want the SMOC? And they were like, well, I had one before. And I was like, well, how long did you have it for? And they're like, 2 months. And I was like, so your device lasted you 2 months and you want to buy the same device again? And they're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, I can't do it. I said, I can order it in for you if you really want, but it's a sign. It's a sign.
Sometimes you just can't teach stupid.
It's not even stupid, because once upon a time, SMOC was amazing. I remember sort of 7 years ago when I first started vaping, I was like a SMOC fanboy, loved it. I absolutely love SMOC devices. And then through working through the industry and working with other vape shops and seeing what their failure rates were, I was just like, when I open my own shop, I've got to be, clever about this, and I've got to go, right.
Of course you do.
What is going to make people happy, and also what is going to make me happy and make it so it works, so people don't have to keep going back and replacing devices.
I think
that's kind of the way it worked.
I've had a few SMOC devices, but they've been mainly for review. I think I've only ever bought one myself, which was a Baby Beast way back in the day.
Yeah,
when they first came out, I think that was it, and the rest of it has all been for reviews. I think they got a little bit better, like you said, when they went with the Nord. A lot of people said that were really good. I did the Nord 2. I wasn't overly impressed with the Nord 2, but I don't like them sort of devices.
I think the quality of devices in general over the last couple of years has been a lot worse than it used to be. I mean, back in the day, 2014, 15, you could stand on one of them bastards and it wouldn't do anything.
Me personally think it's the other way round. I feel that the devices themselves, when I started reviewing, which was 2014, 2016 sort of time, a lot of the devices were hit and miss. Some of the stuff that they were coming out were absolutely terrible. I feel that a lot of the devices that you're getting out now are really good, even if the crappy ones are good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally disagree with you, and I think you're a dick. But
that's fine. And what about when you're going to go back when you had the silica wicks and the pens that lasted you 2 hours? And
them things were shocking. But you look at like the mainstream, like it used to be just there, like the iJoy Air Solo. You could literally smash that against a wall and it'd still work.
Yeah.
Nowadays
they don't build things like they used to. So like I was saying earlier on before we got on the live stream, I've got an E-Petite from Lost Vape. I've had that for like 4, maybe 5 years. It still works. Cartel Revenant, got one of those. It wasn't cheap. Still works. The 510's a little bit wobbly now though, but I have dropped it about a million times.
Let us know in chat what you think. Do you think devices are better now than what they was, say, a few years ago, or do you think they've gone downhill? Let us know in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to sort of move on a little bit. Just remember, we have got 15% off at the Reckless Vape store. The actual link's coming up all the time now, but big shout out to Stu for putting it in there at the beginning. Also, don't forget your Rochford project. We're doing a giveaway a little bit later on. And also, don't forget, it's in the corner, the discount code. While the show is on, you're getting 15% off of all Rochford project flavours. Right, it is that time when we're going to do... I've just got to now remember what I'm doing. That's it. Take that one off. Take that... No, don't take that one off. That means that the whole show went off then.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, we know what... That's what we'll do. We'll play the bumper. We'll be all right.
Yeah, it's all this set report.
It's time for Harley's tech report. You get on and I'll sort the rest of it out if I don't turn everything off.
You wouldn't believe that we practice this 5 times a week, would you?
Tell me you wouldn't know.
Oh shit! I've shared the wrong screen.
You wouldn't believe it does this every week, would you?
That backfired, didn't it, Ollie?
Yeah. Now you all know what's coming. Anyway, shall we start again, chaps? Right, last week I showed you that from Suicide Mods. And
Oh, the nipple, I remember that.
And they still haven't told us much, but they have shared another picture. Now this picture's even more of a piss take. Oh, now my screen's not working. Oh, there you go. That's the second picture.
Sick.
What is that? Some sort of gasket with some screws. Excellent.
Yeah.
It's not fucking Morris Minor.
I didn't know how to respond. I looked at it and kind of went, oh.
I know what they're doing with that. I know what they're doing. They're going to extend it so you can either choose between 18650 and 2700, and that's the bottom you take off to extend it.
Yeah, but where's the connection?
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. I'm not making the mod. I'm just telling you what they're going to do.
No, that's the drinks holder that attaches to your mod, isn't it? You know, like you get them beer rats. It's basically like a beer rat. It's like this hat with like the things to the side, but it's actually it's for your vape. So it's like this.
And then you've got a credit card holder on the side of it.
Yeah.
Like Jackson.
Or is it to store your car keys in?
I think it's so you can take it off and put your own Aegis custom skins on it.
Maybe. Or it's for storing condoms.
Yeah. Or a solar panel.
I'm married. That mod's now become useless to me. I'm married.
Hole in your wallet that you just dip your condom in. Not that I do that, obviously. But it's like that. That's what.
Pull it out by the time he's got it on.
Speaking of condoms, we've got the OBS owner. See, boner. Maybe not. Now, what's really, really fucked me off of this, and I said fuck because it's really fucked me off. There's a question on that screen. Can you see it? Is it a pod mod or a box mod? It's a fucking pod mod. You're doing the same thing as everyone else is doing. Stop trying to play a game about it. We all know what it is. Look at it. It's the exact same as everything else again, but it is a side-by-side.
You see, it's like when you're looking at like the swag, what we're doing, the swag.
I was about to say, it looks like a Vaporesso swag, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
So when you're looking at these new pod, like pod tanks, they are quite, obviously I know you're pushing the coil in from the bottom, but they are, I think they're the way they're going with the tanks instead of it being glass.
Yeah, this is what I said about the Drag X. Because back then everyone was still saying that, oh, pods are shit. And I said, no, you've got to give the Drag X a chance. The Drag X is a pod mod. It is a pod on a mod, but it's like a tank. But if you look at that, it does look like the tank slides to top fill rather than bottom fill, which is nice. And obviously it's side-by-side. It's 80 watts.
Isn't it just a glorified CE4 with a larger battery?
Yeah.
That's what a pod mod is, really, isn't it? Just we're not using silica wicks anymore.
No.
I'd be interested to see what the price point is compared to the new PMX 456321 from Vape or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's the Swag PX80.
That's the one.
But obviously that's more of a side by side. Obviously this was side by side as well.
I'm going to say, yeah. It's roughly the same. But I'm actually the price point compared to that.
So, talking about playing guessing games, Innokin's on it and all. What's the relationship between the Konami code and the Find F? Now, Find F is a group that Innokin have launched. There is a link in the Facebook post. And they're just playing this stupid game. But EasyClick are sending me... So Innokin have got this game thing going on with us where they're going, right, we're sending you this. It's not to review. Don't let anyone know what it is. It's just a prototype. And you're like, okay. Right, we're sending you one for review and one for prototype that you can't turn. And you're like, what the So Innokin's up to something. They're bringing something out. They're very cagey about any information getting out about it. It is very top secret. And it has arrived. I've pissed off at UPS because it should have arrived 2 weeks ago, but it's arrived at pickup shop tomorrow. So I'm going to pick it, well, today, so I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. But expect something from Innokin, and I'll keep an eye on it for you. We've got the X-Vape X Promiser. It's V5 MTL RTA. Zoom in a bit. It's the V5, so obviously it's after the V4. Duh. MTL RTA. It's 23 mil by 54 mil. It's only 2 mil, but there is an extender that you can get to it, but it doesn't come with it. adjustable airflow slots and holes, airflow control, liquid control, single coil.
Ooh.
There you go. Beautiful. See, we like that makes that coil deck look really, really small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does look quite small.
Well, MTLs normally are really small.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that makes it look huge.
No,
Big
it
picture,
doesn't.
bro. Big picture.
Got a big screen as well, so it's even bigger.
Well, it's like my camera. My camera puts 25 stone on me. So, it's just...
Weird that, isn't it?
I know. I need to buy a new one of them slimming cameras.
The Soaring Air Pro, 18 watt, 930 milliamp hour battery, one home. So you're going to get about 10 hours use out of that, probably more. It's button or draw activation, refill coils. The coils are refilled, but they are built-in coils, so you can't change the coil in it. It's built in to the pod.
So they're going to bring out an Air Amateur.
Yeah.
They've got an Air Pro, so there must be one underneath it, surely to God.
Yeah, they're gonna get it tested in a B&B.
What makes it a Pro then? God damn it. I hate this marketing bullshit.
Here's the Pro. Here's the Pro.
Well,
you had the one before, but here's the Pro.
It's
It's a different colour.
This really pissed me off because we saw it with Vapex the other day. And I think this is the opposite of progression. Is it regression? We've got a standardized charger. Why would we now want to start getting individual chargers? Not right, the Vapex one does it in 30 seconds. But like I said, like Aidan said, it's really good if you're on your way out and you need to quickly charge it. But when you're out and you think, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to take my mates, you can't charge it.
I know why. I know exactly why. Because when your charger fucks up, you've got to go buy a new one.
Yeah, it's
and
regression.
you can only buy theirs. And they'll charge 35 million quid for it. And it's going to, God, stick a USB in your dicks.
Well, I love that we've progressed to USB Type-C because let's be honest, like the micro USB is a dead charging cable really in the grand scheme of things. Most people's phones now are Type-C, and obviously the charging capacity is much, much higher. So why they want to use a completely different charger, just like you say, it's just your charger's broken. Where can you get one? Oh, you can buy one from us.
35 million pounds in your wife.
The very first time I spoke to Aidan live, we had an argument about USB-C to micro USB. Aidan like, it doesn't make that much of a difference. And I'm like, it does. I'm a nerd. I want the latest shit. Give me the latest.
It makes loads of difference. Much more difference. Much faster charging times.
So we've got Wattofo. This is the last one, by the way. Wattofo Manic. It is a 30-watt pod system. It can do 1 watt as well. Yet again, it's got fillable pods, but not changeable coils. Why are we doing this? Why are we going backwards? It's got a waterproof connection, drawer activation only. It's got a 0.6 coil and a 0.6 mesh, 0.6 traditional. It's got the next chip, pass-through charging, charged at 1.2 amp, 1,000 milliamp hour battery.
It's because they can charge more for an enclosed pod than they can for a coil. Ergo, more profit.
It's not even just that. It's I would say it's ease for users. Like if you remember the Aspire AVP, when they came out, I sold loads of them because for average Joe that's never vaped before and wants ease of use, throwing a pod away to them is easier than putting a new coil into the pod. So I get it. It's for a specific market, but it is backwards because that is.
So then, Ollie, we need to get on with the hand checks, brother.
What?
We're going to... The hand checks. we're running out of time slowly. We're running out of time. Have we got the hand checks?
Man.
Hand checks, yeah. Right. Sorry.
No, I didn't want you to do that live over the stream. It's no good.
Can someone put 50 pence in the dickhead?
we've already done the orange cheers. We can't keep going with it.
I know you posted too late, but I managed to catch you during the stream. So the full moon is on the UL D2 on the Bonza. Pineapple Orange Ice DIY. Beautiful. Nice dark fader. Lovely. Oh, it's not working again. It's working. There you go. Mark Richardson didn't actually tell me what I got, but I believe it's for Rinco Jelly Box with the intake. Is it the intake jewel? It looks like a jewel.
It is.
Now I've got to be careful with his name. Matt Manion. Manion? I believe it's Manion.
Yeah, he's in chat, Matty.
For like you. QP.
Gayer. Call it the Gayer.
Yeah, but I keep getting his name wrong. I don't want to get name of his device wrong as well. Juggernaut V2 with lemon and lime, no frills. And then Pam Breata has got the Crimeld
Big love,
plus
Pam.
Kaylin M, and the last bit of Curious Curdle by our lovely Rochford project, which, by the way,
That's
there's now a
nice
discount
one.
on. Aidan keeps telling you about it. A bit more Rochford project with the Crimson Seed from Scott Lee, with the Elite Frill and the Bishop RTA. Skin Vapor showed up to show us the K Fun clone with a Foxy One on it. I do like that, man.
Yeah, it's
And that's it.
Clone.
I've done. There you go.
You're an absolute star.
There you
brother.
go.
Thank you very much. Right, we're going to get straight on with the one and only Mr. B's Deals of the Week. We're going to play it.
A message from deep within the jungle. I've searched high and low for a lot of the deals. So here from Vape, Deals of the Week.
Still makes me laugh every time I see it.
That shit. Right, so I'm going to fly through these because in Deals of the Week, I've got some awesome bitches for you. Right. Let's just fly through this bit. Fly through them because I've got a little bit more than I anticipated for. So, speaking of the Voopoo Drag X 81 Pod Mod Kit, now reduced from $34.99 to a stunning, sexy $23.99. And that is on new vaping. So with the Drag 3 coming out, you can now get its little brother, the Drag X, which in my opinion is an amazing pod mod. Moving on, we have the Mars Hada RDA 25mm at £6.57 from Vape Sourcing. Now, it is going to come from either a US or a Chinese warehouse, but you do get a choice of black, silver, or blue. Next, we have the COV Royal Hunter RDTA, and that is at £7.49, which is half price, you sexy bastards. And you can pick that up from Premier E6. And not bad. You do get a choice of colours. There you go, those silly colours. But there you go. That's the Well, moving on, we have.
You don't have to go this quick. We're all right, so we're all right.
You can go as quick as like.
I'm on a flow here. We have now this. I love this mod. This is the Aspire Sky Star mod. Was $24.99. Now £12.49 for your vaping pleasure. Ooh, baby, yeah. Look at that. 210 mods. Beautiful. You can look like a proper camo queen with that bastard. And then we're going to move on. Last but not least, the amazing Beer Grabber UL Crown 5 sub-on tank with a 5mm 29mm option for just £19.89.
TBD compliable.
I'll tell you what, that is
exactly.
The design's absolutely stupid, but the flavour's absolutely corking.
Yeah, no, if I had a beard, I would miss this one personally. However, you do to get it in red, black, and blue if you are feeling sad. So there you go. You have all five. Just run through them again. The Drag X at $23.99. The Mez Adar at 25mm at £6.57. The Cov Royal Hunter at £7.49. The Aspire Sky Star at £12.49. And last but not least, the UL Crown 5 Sad Edition at £19.89. And that is my Deals of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, well done, brother.
That was super speedy. I like that.
That was good. That made me giggle. That. So it is time for your wonderful Rochford Project giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. The key word is reckless. I've probably spelled it wrong, but that's how we're spelling it now. Put reckless in, and we should all be good in 90 bots.
Are you feeling reckless?
I'm feeling reckless. There we go. It's all working lovely, jubbly. That's what I quite like to see. The first one in, I think it's Darren M, Matt Mannion, Lee Armitage. So what we didn't touch on a little bit, well, we've got a little bit of time, was obviously you decided then to obviously open your vape shop up, Tom. And by the way, Vaping Crazy has just been in. Vaping Crazy said, is it 7 years back or
a million years back? It feels like an eternity. But the shop's now been open about 2.5 years. Although I don't feel like I've been open because obviously, well, I haven't been open. So but yeah, no, I opened the shop just over 2 years ago, and that was based on the WRECKLESS e-liquids, which, funny enough, I'm actually redoing. And actually adding new flavors to it at the moment is something actually I'm working on, changing the brand name, changing the actual lines of the juice as well, modifying the flavors slightly, because obviously now my obviously understanding of mixing is far better than it was back then. So, you know, I'm basically taking what I did with Defiant and kind of putting that into WRECKLESS really, but it's not going to be called WRECKLESS anymore. I still haven't got a brand name. So if anyone thinks of any cool brand names for anything sherbety, let me know. But
Sizzle Fizzle.
Yeah, the company name is going to be JuiceWorks though, so it's going to be an umbrella
Sizzle Fizzle
company with juice brands. Rizzle Fizzle. Who said that?
Sizzle Fizzle for a sherbet. Sizzle Fizzle.
Rizzle Sizzle Sizzle Dizzle.
I'll have some of that there. Fizzle Sizzle some. That'll do.
Maybe a little bit less complicated and a little bit easier to roll off the tongue would be quite useful.
See, man, treat us like morons.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm actually working on the flavors at the moment. So I'm hoping to launch the new line probably in the next sort of 1 to 2 months if all goes to plan. But I'm still selling, obviously, I mean, WRECKLESS is gone at the moment. I've sold out all my stock, got rid of all of that. So I could do the new stuff, but obviously Defiant's still available. 3 different flavors. They're all very clever. They were all actually made on, actually manufactured using an RDA. So they're a little bit more complicated than your normal run-of-the-mill juices, but they're not overly expensive. So there's like a blueberry, aquaberry, and pomegranate. There's lots of other flavors in there. I'm not going to tell you what's in there because that's for you guys to work out. Raspberry, strawberry, cucumber, gin. And there's also orange, mandarin, and strawberry, but there's obviously more stuff in that as well. So depending on what you're vaping on, obviously you get different nuances and different flavors coming through. So it's interesting from vaping from a tank with mesh to a normal coil to vaping from an RDA or an RTA. They're all very, very different. But I've not really, I've mainly sold them in my own shop. I've sold to a couple of other shops as well. And the range has done really well. People at Macclesfield love it. I love it. It's pretty much all a bloody vape. But that's just kind of the crux of it, really. But there's lots of new things coming, and it's quite exciting to work with the guys from Future Juice as well, and using obviously their clean room and stuff as well. So it should be an interesting 6 months to come, I reckon.
See, and obviously, the one thing these flavors you've been talking about on your actual website as well, which is a minute 15% wide, store wide, is going down at the bottom. Use the code. Sorry, Mr. B.
No, crack on. Yeah, it's fine. 15% off now.
Bad bro.
Right, let's roll your giveaway. Remember, you do have to be in the UK, so or Ireland, any part of Ireland. But if you are out of it and you've actually entered it, I should have said it before. This is only just happening until we work it out, obviously with Brexit. So if you are, we'll have to re-roll it, unfortunately. So let's roll it, baby. And the winner is Graham Spears. Well done, buddy.
Yay! And you get a chubby cuddle to it. There you go.
Do you want it? Let us know. Graham, I'll give you my email address. Make sure you get over to us or to me and let me know. Get over to the Rochford Project website. Ladies and gentlemen, you've literally got 4 minutes. If you want to get some Rochford Project in there, you've got 15% off while the show is actually on. I'm writing that. Right.
15% off now.
Mine is actually on until tomorrow, so it's available all tomorrow as well.
That you might as well have said, fuck Rochford, mine's on until tomorrow. Boom, bitches.
Sorry. I just thought it worth mentioning so people didn't feel like they had to super immediately rush to buy anything because they really
no. I tell you what, you can guarantee I'll be there tomorrow. I want some of that complicated one. I'm in for that, bitch. Yeah, man.
Thanks, Stuart.
I was gonna say before, as a connoisseur of flavour, I mean, I test things through all sorts of stuff. And I love super complex flavors. You like to sit there and just work out what's in stuff. And some of the things you were saying before, and I'm not gonna spoil it for everyone else.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
But some of the things you were speaking before we went live sounds amazing.
Yeah. some of the stuff that's actually in those juices you wouldn't expect to be in there because they actually used to either booster or make flavors slightly different. Or like,
I love that.
For example, there's something in the orange one that actually boosts I would say the juiciness of the citrus flavors. And it's something that not a lot of people actually would ever use, but I use it because actually it does what it says on the tin. But most people don't know that unless you literally scour the internet for hours and hours and hours and go, oh, they say that works. I should try it and put it in. And, oh, it works.
It's like when Michelin star chefs use things to boost savoury flavours. Like, what's it called? Magagli or something. It's got some weird gaga, some shit like that. But they'll use like special mushrooms and stuff to really boost the savoury flavours. And when you start getting to that realm with vape liquids, oh, you're down my street, son.
Yeah,
Straight down there.
It becomes a completely different kettle of fish.
Umami, that's it.
It's all very different. All the flavors are very different from anything else that's really been launched in the UK. There's, I suppose, similarities because they're all fruit-based flavors, but you won't really taste anything like these, really.
They're asking, do you ship internationally?
Currently not. If you message me on the Facebook group, I possibly can. I've not actually priced out international shipping because obviously then you end up with like charges, don't you? Custom charges.
It's Pam Brighty. She's lovely. She's from Australia. She's really nice.
Possibly. I know with Australia they're a bit funny about nicotine, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they can be. Very, yeah.
However, I hear plane tickets are rather cheap these days. If you want to pop over to Manchester, come sorted.
Well, she's more than welcome to stay. I love Pam. She's lovely. Well, lads, it's getting to that end of the part of the show. I just want to say, make sure that if you want to talk about a little bit more about mixing, make sure you get over to Benny Vapes' channel straight away after this. It's the mixing show. Go and check him out. Absolutely lovely bloke. Ollie, say your goodbyes, brother. You sexy piece of mofo, you.
It's been lovely. It's been great talking to you, Tom. It has. It's been great. Mr. B, you've been delightful as always. Little bro, you've been great. Chat, you've been absolutely wonderful. You've been better than these three. If you're watching on replay, you know I love you more than I love anybody, apart from Steph and my kids. But other than that, I love you guys more than anybody. Don't forget to leave a comment in the not in the description, in the comments. Leave a comment and I'll read it out next week. For fuck's sake, guys, it's been wonderful.
Over to you, Mr. B.
Seriously, Tom, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You are, to me, a Michelin star of vaping liquids. And I tell you, I'll be grabbing some of that shit. Chat, love you as always. If it wasn't for you, these two wouldn't be here. I would, but these two wouldn't. And seriously, thank you all for being here. Check back next week to see if I'm now on, because I guarantee after that comment, I might not be. See you next week.
Tom, say your goodbyes, brother.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been really cool. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, to be honest, like quite a long time. So honestly, thanks for having me. And guys in chat, thanks so much for honestly having me as well. It's been super awesome. I really enjoyed it.
What a star. Ladies and gentlemen, next week, I got my award from Paul McCartney. We'll be talking about this a little bit later on next week. Next week, we've got Paul McCartney on from Vape Don't Smoke, so make sure you join us. It will be a goddamn giggle. Thank you so much to everybody in chat. You make the show. Big love to everybody on the replay. Thank you so much to everybody who supports us week in, week out. Thank you so much. Big love to the Rochford Project. You've got a minute to go and get your juice. Big love to the one and only Tom Maggs, bro. Thanks so much for coming on, mate. It's been absolutely great. And obviously, he's given us a code as well, the WRECKLESS Vape. Make sure you get over there and you're going to get 15% off until tomorrow. Brother, it's been a real pleasure catching back up. And I'm glad you're sort of coming back around in the community. And I'm sure after you've been on this show, you're going to get loads of people grabbing you to come on their shows. You've been like you've never been away.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's like I say, it's just nice to get back and actually be involved again. The shop takes up so much time, and now we're in lockdown, I've got lots of time to play with, so it's kind of cool.
Well, next
unfortunately, what you don't realise is if anybody else wants you, they have to pay us a 15% management fee.
Oh, there's a retainer, isn't there? There's a retainer. Yeah, shit. Is it 15%? I thought it was 25.
It's now 25, but thank you very much.
But it was 15% and you had to get us all a domino.
I'll have a Domino's. I'm quite
oh, sorry, Shabari from Round Corner.
He'll do. He'll do. I'll take his pizzas.
Big love to you all. Please join us next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Look after yourselves. Big love to you all and good night. Outro.
Bubbles. Hashtag 3MV.
Fucking hell, your deals were so quick.
I was very timed, man. I was like, I thought we're gonna have to just run through them.